Welcome to Like Pigs in Space, an arts and culture podcast. I'm Aaron Mason,
And I'm Max Mason.
and it is time to talk again.
It is.
I looked at our statistics because got on early,
Mhm.
and I was like, "Oh, what's the most?" So, first episode is the most, but I have the second, and
Yeah.
the second and third, which were kind of surprising because it was one's not. One's Alexander Calder, so
Right.
I think that's why. But the other one's Klaus Nomi, and it is.
Right.
I was surprised at how much. So cool.
Yeah. I think that's more of the actual most watched, because first one I feel like kind of had an unfair boost or unfair advantage.
Yeah. Everybody starts somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Like everybody's gonna start with episode 1 and see.
Yeah.
But
So yeah, the Calder one's very, very popular.
well, like I said, when I did a search originally, there was only 2 other podcasts, and one was in French.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
About him. So now there's 3.
Yeah.
And only 1 in French.
Right.
We outnumbered him finally. But
Yeah. Well,
cool.
like the last week, maybe it was Lon watching all the episodes, but there was like a huge jump in streams.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. That's cool.
but it was more like 70 or so in a week. So
That's
I don't know
cool.
if that's all him.
No, that would be a lot, right?
Yeah.
He is walking around a library, but I doubt he's. No, a 70-hour work week is probably not in his realm.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Well,
but
cool.
that's still cool.
Yeah. I got to be creative at work this week.
Oh,
And I
cool.
was pretty proud of it. So they're wanting to do like more outreach and partnerships or sponsorships, whatever, with surrounding businesses in
Yeah.
where we are, because people just don't know that we are open there
Oh,
still. And it's been like 4 years.
oh wow.
So one of the ideas was they are wanting to partner with the ice cream shop that's right next to us, because they have had they do like seasonal flavors, and they've partnered with a few other local businesses in town. And so I had the idea like, hey, could we do a Riverview flavor?
Yeah.
And my manager was like, yeah, that'd be fun. And then I talked to the ice cream shop owner, and she's really nice, and she likes to talk to me, and she was very excited about that too. So I spent a couple of days making ice cream flavors.
Oh, wow.
Kind of trying to stay thematic with a bank, but also like I tried to reuse things they were already using on their menu, so it wouldn't be like inconvenient
Yeah.
for them.
So did you was there like a lot of like metal flavors or
No.
I use coins.
Yeah. I was just like, what foods taste like river water?
Oh, there you go. That would be
Um,
funny.
So like not all of them are like super thematic. One of them I made 4, and we'll see what happens.
Okay.
But one was Riverview Swirl, and it's just like a blueberry cheesecake
Oh,
kind of thing.
okay.
But I was thinking like our logo kind of has like a little wave in it. So I was
Okay.
thinking the blueberry could be like a ribbons of blueberry, and
Oh, yeah.
that could be
Are
good.
Are your colors blue and white or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I did one that was Riverview Sky.
Okay.
And so they have a blue ice cream base that they have for like the Cookie Monster
Mhm.
flavor. So it's like
Okay.
you just use that, and then do marshmallow and lemon curd in it. So it's
Ooh.
like clouds in the sun.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's
That
like
sounds good.
that could be a good flavor. One of them I did like it was like Riverview Berry Patch.
Okay.
And so I thought it'd be fun. They could do like a pandan flavored ice cream.
Yeah.
So it'd be
Okay.
green, and then just
Yeah.
throw a bunch of berries in it.
Yeah. Oh, that would look cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the last one, I just asked everyone at the branch what their favorite ice cream flavors and mix-ins were. And so it's a peanut butter based ice cream.
Mm.
And then it has salted caramel streusel. Found these like cinnamon chips.
Yeah. Okay.
And then we put like blue and white sprinkles on it.
Oh, neat.
Yeah. So I made those, and then on Friday our regional manager was there, and she was just saying hi and checking in and seeing like, oh, what are you guys plans for growth opportunities or whatever. And so we told her like, oh, we're doing these ice cream things. And she was really excited about it. And she's like, oh, that's awesome. Can you send it to me? I want to like,
Yeah.
She wanted to show our CEO.
Yeah.
And so I was like, that's cool. Like, that's nice. And I like the CEO. So I sent it to her, and then she emailed me back. It's like, yeah, I sent it to the CEO and the other retail banking managers and our marketing department.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
So
you're going to make a big impression somewhere or another.
Yeah. So everyone knows.
Yeah. I wonder, it'd be funny to see which one kind of wins out.
Yeah.
So
I think it'd be fun. I'm excited for all of them, but it'd be fun if the ice cream shop really likes them and I could have like a part-time gig as a flavor designer.
Yeah. That would be hilarious. Oh my gosh. That's good. Well, cool. That sounds like a good week's worth of fun. My whole thing was what I was just telling you, that we really started using our cast iron and realizing that's probably the only kind of pan we ever want to use because it's just better.
Yeah.
And so we needed a bigger one because we just had a 8-inch or a number 8.
Mm-hmm.
And so I found a number 10. Well, we went down to Benson and found a bigger one. And
right.
we'd been to the shop and the lady said, "Oh, I've got more." And we went, and she'd never brought the more over, so she ran and got the more, and they were all great. And so I showed restraint and only bought 2. But yeah, I really wanted to probably overdo it. So
yeah,
it was cool. I really enjoyed going through it. So we took Abe and Josie and Seth down so that he could give input on what was valuable, and then he got one, and his one, we all paid basically the same price for all of them, but his one is probably worth all of them put together. It's like a 1909 to 1929 or something like that was when it was made. So really, really good, version of it, of a Griswold cast iron. So that was cool to see.
You can taste the railroad on it.
Yeah. Taste the history.
Yeah.
It's funny the difference when you start getting into the finer brands or the ones where there's a better quality. Before, everything was just Lodge.
Right.
And Lodge are fine, but these ones are there's just a difference. They're smoother, they're maybe a little bit thinner because they are smoother and more machined and not just kind of cast in, they are cast, but they're cast then worked. Whereas Lodge seems to be cast and then that's it.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's fun to get into things.
Yeah, it is.
And I had another cast iron that we got that was a pot with a lid. And
like
I did
like a Dutch oven, but
it's a small Dutch oven.
Okay.
Because it has handles like a pan for both. But they fit together. So you could use it for a frying pan and a pot, or you can use, anyway, putting them together, I cooked the sourdough in it, and it's perfect. Yeah. Yeah. It was just awesome for that. So nice. Fun stuff.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
so, what you got?
Yeah, I guess it's my week. It's going to be a little more, I'm not talking about any one thing one thing in particular, but not like I don't know. We'll get into it. But the first thing I want to talk about is lost media,
Okay.
which is kind of hard to talk about because it doesn't exist. But
Yeah.
no, but like, people have been making things, making art long time consistently.
Yeah.
And not all of it is gonna, last around forever. And a lot of it is maybe just not that significant either.
Right.
So I think stuff like that is just like, where it's just old art or maybe insignificant art is kind of more like forgotten art. But for lost media, it's kind of different because there's evidence of these things existing.
Okay.
But and there's evidence of it even like being made and being showed, but the actual thing is just gone.
Yeah. Okay.
So I was looking up like there's kind of like endless examples across every thing,
Yeah.
So I have a few of them. So like it's estimated that 75% of silent films are gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Because it was an unstable medium
right.
that
Yeah.
and they corrode and burn and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah.
And then
isn't that wild though?
yeah,
That's a lot.
because there's still a lot of
Yeah.
it was like 10,000 films estimated that and made in that time, and most of them are gone.
Yeah.
Same with like even sound films from the like it was 1927 to 1950.
Right.
Estimated that 50% of those are gone.
Wow. Yeah.
And then also a lot of like much of early TV broadcast is gone too, mostly due to wiping.
Yeah.
So where broadcast companies would just wipe the data off tape so they could reuse the tape for a different broadcast later on.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
I guess like it said the first 95 episodes of Doctor Who
Oh,
were like that.
really? Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like they only exist through people who recorded them on their own.
Oh, because those were radio ones?
No, the television ones.
Television. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then things like the wax cylinders
Yes.
for like the phonographs or whatever.
Yeah.
Only like 2% of those exist today, which I guess that one's a little easier. Like wax is not the most stable.
Right. Right.
And even going to things like some video games. This one was crazy. Felt too recent for it to be true. But it said 87% of video games before 2010 can't be reproduced.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. It's like that wasn't that long ago. Like they only exist in copies that are still available.
Yeah. Okay. It depends on what you mean by that. It's like they can't be reproduced because you can't easily copy off of a cartridge and the original programming's not there.
Yeah, just like I think they can be reproduced in less than legal ways.
Right. Yeah.
It said something like the gray market is where.
Well, yeah, because there's emulators where they're loaded on. So yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That's
and one of the other examples they gave was the game PT. I don't know if you've heard of that one. But it was supposed to be it is a teaser for the game Silent Hills.
Okay.
Because there was Silent Hill, and then this was going to be Silent Hills.
Right.
But it's this game where you're kind of in this loop around a hallway that just kind of loops infinitely, and each time is a little different. That was available to download for just a little bit, and then was completely wiped off the internet. And so it only exists if you were like paying attention at the time.
Yeah. Right. Right.
That's also a crazy game on its own. Like how it works and how some of the levels are supposed to be completed still isn't really known because I think the code for it is like blocked.
Oh.
And so people just decide like at times you have to like say certain characters' names just out loud, and your PlayStation will hear it, even though it's not saying anything. You just kind of have to piece together. It's a wild
Oh, weird.
experience.
That sounds like we listened to some podcast. There was some video game that was thought to be like a psychotic, like it was making people disappear or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was really, I can't remember fully, but it was like really this legendary weird video game. But that sounds kind of
Mhm.
like that. Like it's just weird.
Yeah. I think there was one like kind of famous port of a Pokemon game that like
Oh,
gave a bunch of kids seizures.
oh, yeah. This one was pe- people disappeared
Hmm.
uh, because of the game or something. It was like it was weird. It was a
Yeah.
weird legendary thing. So
But yeah, so like that's a lot of stuff, a lot of media just kind of gone.
yeah.
That feels like it, very weird in today's world. But I wanted to ask because I tried to do some research to see if anything like this had happened before. But do you know of any like lost mediums for art? Not like where things just like became
Yeah.
obsolete, but where like the actual method of making a thing stopped.
Yeah, because I was trying to, I wish I had some good examples, but I've, because I've seen some stuff lately that I'm like, oh, that would be really fun, but why?
Hmm.
Because, because you don't need it anymore. I'm trying to think of what I was looking at because I was looking through a bunch of old stuff. Yeah, I wish I had a better example, but I know what you're talking about, that the reason for making it is just gone. Like something I think about is I had like a color Palm Pilot,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
it was revolutionary at the time because I could store like a bunch of books on it, and
Yeah.
had games, and I could type into it, and had a keyboard. And I was like, oh, it'd be fun to have one of those again, but why?
Right.
Because my phone will do all of that, and I don't have to, like, I can download from the internet, and that one I'd have to
Yeah.
download to it. Like I'd have to get a disc, put it on the computer,
Right.
load into it.
Yeah.
So there's a few systems like that. They're just like, there's not a
Mhm.
reason for these anymore. We've as you move beyond it, it's not necessary.
Mhm.
Uh, and yeah, yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah. The one I wanted to talk about, and just I think I'm just going to talk about pretty generally, is Adobe Flash,
Oh, yeah,
because it
yeah,
was an art medium people did
yeah,
a lot of work through that just is gone. Like there is other things, but
right,
the way that Flash worked specifically and its limitations and accessibility, there's not really anything else like it.
right.
So a little bit of history. So Adobe Flash, it was originally called Future Splash,
Okay.
and it wasn't developed by Adobe. It was a smaller company, but it was in 1993.
Oh, okay.
And it was, and I'm pretty sure the entire history of the program, it was just an animation software.
Okay. Yeah.
That was pretty widely used even when it first came out. I guess Disney Online used it
Oh,
right away. And it said this, and I don't really know what it means. It said that Fox used it to launch The Simpsons, but
yeah.
The Simpsons had been already a show before 1993. So maybe they
Yeah.
just adopted it.
I think they used it to launch The Simpsons from traditional animation into digital.
Hmm.
Because
Okay.
it's not traditionally animated anymore, but it
Yeah.
was when it started.
So like hand drawn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hand drawn, flipping, each page, each page. Then they moved to digital. That's probably the first platform they went to was
Mhm.
Flash.
Okay.
So
All right. That makes sense.
yeah,
Yeah. So that was that. And then it was bought by a company called Macromedia in 1996.
okay,
And that's when it got renamed to Flash. Officially, they shortened Future Splash
yeah,
to Flash. Through some like updates and upgrades, they started allowing for like input in the animations,
Okay.
just like where you could click on things
Yeah.
in the animations. And so people saw that and it's like, hey, we can use this animation software to make video games.
Yeah.
And so people started doing that. I wanted to try and find the first like official Flash game,
Yeah.
and it seems like maybe the earliest example of at least a very like polished one is called Pico's School.
Okay.
So it came out on Newgrounds, if you've heard of that website.
No, I probably should have, but no.
It's okay. You probably shouldn't have.
Okay.
It wasn't the friendliest of websites.
Oh, okay.
It focused more on like kind of on animations, but more like edgy and maybe like graphic and
Yeah.
violent stuff. Just whatever. But Pico's School was made by the creator of Newgrounds also, and so it's not a great game. It's a point and click adventure about a school shooting
Oh.
in 1999. So
Yeah.
I
That's
think
probably
like
not good.
I think it was like 3 months after Columbine it came out.
Oh.
So like they knew it was going to be in poor taste.
Oh, good grief.
But it showed the potential of what Flash could be.
Right.
And around that time is when a lot of other Flash game websites started showing up. So like there's Miniclip, which was a lot more moderated and family friendly because of that.
Okay.
When Miniclip first came on, it became like one of the most visited websites in the world.
Oh.
Like it was like 180 million users.
Yeah. Wild.
The other ones, at least ones that I spent the most time on, was Addicting Games, which
Yes.
I didn't know, but was owned by Nickelodeon.
Oh.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
all of them kind of had their own, like all the kids cartoon companies had their own sites.
Right.
The other one was Cool Math Games, which was maybe educational. But because it was kind of labeled as educational, it wasn't blocked at school.
Oh, okay.
So you could play games and at school and be like, oh no, I'm learning about math.
There's a math principle here in that it was programmed and there's some motion. So
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a calculation.
Yeah, that's a ramp. I mean, it's a motorcycle, but it's a ramp. It has a triangle and angles and So yeah, in 2005 is when it was finally sold to Adobe.
Okay.
But also around that time is when like technology started to change, and the biggest competitor for Flash was the iPhone coming out.
Oh yeah.
Because mobile games would shortly become very popular things, and I guess pretty infamously, Apple tried to integrate Flash into the iPhone, but Flash had a lot of issues. Like, it's not very strong, and it's not very secure.
Oh.
And it caused phones to heat up and batteries to drain really fast.
Oh. So it's got fat programming.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I guess even later on when they tried to integrate Flash into Android, it was having the same issues where it was just like burning through batteries and
Oh wow. And it's weird to think that the way something is programmed can make it use less power.
yeah, right.
There's a guy here that works for some computer place that probably shouldn't name because what he works on is pretty. He has 75 patents. This guy.
Well,
he's one of the bishops over in our state, but
yeah,
he has programmed these database things that the way it stores data is what he has all the patents for, because
Mhm.
it can store it in a more functional fashion, and
Right.
so that it is retrievable and usable and updatable faster and faster and faster and less size.
Yeah.
and,
Yeah,
and
it's crazy.
and it's always funny when a new program comes out on the phone and it kills your phone, and then
Yeah.
they obviously go back and they it's like, oh, that line of code. Or even when I transfer I'm working on an Excel file, and I'm like,
Mhm.
I look at the size of it, I'm like, why is it 100 megs? And I'm like, oh, I must have left formulas in there that don't need to be in there. And
Mhm.
I take them all out. 10 megs. Okay, I mean,
Yeah.
500K. All right, that's better. Send
Right.
it. So,
So yeah, they had this fraught relationship with Apple, and it led Steve Jobs to like kind of do like a call out post to Flash
oh,
where he was just like ripping into them for it's like a 4-page letter that he wrote.
oh, wow.
Um, and it ends with this line where he says, perhaps Adobe should focus more on creating great HTML5 tools for the future and less on criticizing Apple for leaving the past behind.
Oh, man, that's funny.
Yeah. So over time, it's slowly kind of lost integration because
Right.
of those, like mostly because of security issues. Um,
Yeah, and that's not going to fly with Apple because, I mean, they're so insanely secure, or
yeah,
supposedly. So,
which led to in 2017, it was announced that it would shut down, and on December 31st of 2020, it's officially shut down. Stopped, which it just stopped being updated, and browsers stopped supporting it. So
yeah,
everything that would run on Flash had to run through a browser. So even if you had the Flash files on your computer, you couldn't open them anymore.
right, right. Yeah,
So
that was the hard thing, because it used to be when you get something, you had to also load Flash,
yeah,
and
yeah,
so you had to have it sitting out there. Yeah,
right, yeah. And I kind of remembered, I was watching some videos talking about it where there was like a switch where browsers wouldn't just automatically load Flash at a certain point.
yeah,
In the 2010s at some point where you every time you had to click to be like, I'm okay with Flash running
yeah.
every
Yep,
single time.
yep. I remember that.
Um, so they were just like, if there's a security issue, it's not our fault. You agreed to it.
Well,
Yeah.
that's funny. It's funny, but it's sad because, and you'll probably get up to that, is how much fun it was.
Yeah. And it was, I mean, even aside from the animation, which we've talked about with like Homestar, and
Right.
there's there's a Weebles
Yeah. Yes.
videos, and they did like all the Magical Trevor ones, and
Right. Right.
they were great videos. But and that's what was kind of interesting about a lot of Flash games is it wasn't a lot of the games weren't made by game designers. They
Right.
were just made by graphic artists who learned a little bit of coding, like a very minimal amount of coding,
Right.
but mostly just drew the art for the games.
That's that's fascinating, because, and I think that I think we have that functionality now in certain programs, but
Hmm.
that was years ahead of that functionality being
Yeah,
commonplace.
yeah,
To be able to actually create something with a minimal amount of effort, it's that kind of click it into place thing.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's
and I
funny.
remember I don't know what the program was exactly called, but it was kind of like a very basic animation software
Yeah.
that Brendan had, and I remember like working on drawing like stick figures and doing these little short animations, and it's like really fun to do.
Right. Right. That was called, I remember that, uh Logo, maybe.
Maybe that kind of sounds familiar.
Yeah. Logo is widely known for its use of turtle graphics, in which commands for movement and drawing and produce line or vector graphics with turtles. That's how I
Oh,
remember it. Like the little lines and stuff would have a turtle at the front of it, and you'd move the
oh,
turtle around. That's how you animated.
oh, funny.
Yeah, I think it's something like that.
Yeah. I kind of remember you'd have to draw the figure first and like draw
Yeah.
all the joints and then it would animate that way instead of like having to redraw your guy each time.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
that's
yeah.
interesting.
So I wasn't really aware of what happened after that, what happened when Flash was gone. But I guess in 2017, when it was announced that it was going away, there was a huge preservation effort to keep them all like functional at the very least.
Yeah.
So there's a site now called Flashpoint Archive
Okay.
that by 2020, when it officially shut down, they had documented over 100,000 games
Oh.
that, and you can go play them. And
Oh, that's cool.
by 2025, they had documented over 200,000.
Wow.
So you can just go now, and they recreated the software to play them. They like reworked the original game files by like reaching out to the people who originally made them, and
Oh.
yeah, just this a huge effort. So more than likely, any Flash game you'd ever played is still in existence in some way, even though the original software is gone.
So they just converted it to whatever's functioning now.
Yeah,
Or HTML or something like that.
something. I'm not sure exactly how they did
Yeah.
it, but they got it to work, and it also works too because it works right in the browser, so you don't have to have some other kind of
Right.
extension. So it feels like Flash felt.
Yeah. That's fascinating. And I know because there must have been a personal effort at Homestar Runner,
Yeah,
because you can see all there's still on YouTube. But
right. Yeah,
like, I know that's how they say it. Like, they must have recorded everything and said, now what are you gonna do? And they still are producing some of
yeah,
it. And so
yeah.
a little bit. So they have some platform. So
But yeah, so I just wanted to kind of go over a whole bunch of games.
okay.
I started writing these out, and it's like maybe I'm just trying to like prove my cred.
Oh.
I did spend time doing this.
Okay.
It was fun. I was researching stuff at work because I have the time, and my coworker asked me like, and she's like just a couple years older than me.
Yeah.
And she's like, what are you doing? It's like, oh, I'm reading about Flash games. And she gave me this look like I was talking about something dirty.
Oh.
like Flash animation, like not
Yeah. Yeah.
not anything else.
Not flasher animation.
Yeah. Not flashing games.
Yeah.
Anyways, so the first couple ones are kind of they're almost like social network sites
Oh.
in a way. So it's things like Neopets,
Okay.
where it has a community and it has like interaction with other players. But a lot of the mini games, how you earned money, were all Flash games.
Yeah.
And I guess there's still like a very strong community who like have sites for how to like gamble on
Oh. Wow.
and make like millions and millions of Neo points.
Oh. Oh
It-
man.
It's kind of like how when Animal Crossing came out, there would be like dedicated like Facebook groups and Discord servers of people who they had their stock market where you'd buy turnips,
Yeah.
and then you could sell them throughout the week, and every once in a while the shop would be like, oh, we'll buy them for like 500 bells a turnip.
Oh. Yeah.
And so you could like be like, hey, who has good turnip prices, and make millions and millions of bells.
That's weird.
Which is also which always reminds me of when Elijah Wood he found someone's random, like they had a good turnip price, and he messaged them on Twitter. It was like, hey, can I sell my turnips?
That's funny.
Yeah. And
That's really hilarious.
it's funny too because his character looks exactly like him in real life.
That's hilarious. That's really funny.
But then there were other more like aimed at kid games like Club Penguin was a big
Yeah.
one, which I didn't play a ton but was aware of.
Yeah.
One I did play a ton was Pop Tropica,
Oh yeah, I remember.
which I didn't realize was created by the guy who wrote Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Which it kind of makes sense now because I remember there being like advertisements for Diary of a Wimpy Kid books.
Yeah.
So I was just like, it's probably just advertising.
That's funny. That's really funny.
Another one that I had kind of forgotten about until Chloe and I watched a video last night was Gaia Online,
Oh, yeah. I remember that a little bit.
where you kind of
Or,
had these like little like pixel art anime looking
Yeah.
characters. That one was probably a little more unregulated than it should have been. But it was really fun, and like you got a lot of opportunities to like make outfits. There was like a point where they partnered with Scion and you could build your own car
Oh,
in it.
weird.
Crazy. That I guess also still has a active user base, but the like owners of Gaia aren't
Yeah.
working on it anymore.
Right.
But they still, according to some people who use it, the people who own Gaia are still making like 15 to 20 million a year on it just existing.
That's weird.
Like how's that? How?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
But going into like actual like just single games, first one I always think of is the Fancy Pants Adventure,
Yes. Yeah.
like a little stick figure guy with big orange pants.
Oh.
And that was one of the better, like very polished and well working game, like Flash games.
Yeah.
So much so that I think as a kid it was too difficult to play
Oh.
because it actually had some like you need to have some skill to
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
There was Balloon Tower Defense, just
Yeah.
has a couple of like 5 or 6 sequels that are all great, and you're just a monkey throwing darts at balloons, and it's a great
Okay.
time. Like,
Oh man.
it's kind of got me thinking that this would be kind of similar to your Indian film review, but
Yeah.
where I'm just gonna say a bunch of things and go.
Okay.
Even though it can be kind of hard to find these, they're
Yeah.
just things you can go get anywhere or get on Netflix or whatever.
Right.
But they are good stuff.
Cool.
Learn to Fly was one I remember spending
Okay.
a lot of time on. You were a penguin and you had a big ramp and a sled, and the goal was to try to fly as far as you can. And so that was one that I think was on Cool Math because you worked with angles and
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Speed and
speed
potential
and all that.
energy and yeah.
yeah.
That's funny.
But it was a really great one, and you ended up like getting jets and rockets attached to the sled and
Yeah.
having to build up enough speed to like break through ice walls and icebergs.
That sounds like the phone game where you're driving the car over the hills. Have you seen that one?
Mhm.
You're kind of a goofy looking guy and you can build up and build up to have stronger and stronger cars. So you can get further
Oh.
and further and further.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's that one was kind of I played that a lot for a while.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like that. You build it up.
Yeah. Another great entry in the Cool Math game site was Bloxors,
Okay.
where you're just this little like 1x2 tower of blocks, and
Okay.
you just kind of flip and roll around through a little course until you get to the end, and you have to be upright to go down like a hole at the end.
Yeah. Okay.
And it got really difficult. I don't know if I ever made it past like level 20, and I think there was
Yeah.
closer to 100 levels.
Oh. That's funny. Yeah.
A lot of these games also kind of, with this next one, they grew into more substantial like console games. So this one is Trials,
Okay.
where you're a dirt bike kind of going over difficult
Yeah, that
courses
makes
and
sense.
blocks and
Okay.
ramps and stuff. But it started out as a Flash game, and now it's this like full-fledged 3D crazy. You can build courses and
Wow.
just this huge game.
Oh,
That it showed that it was a good enough mechanic that it would
right.
translate to anything. And
I wonder how many of the Flash games made that leap,
yeah,
because that seems like one of the few.
yeah. Like there was a lot that, I mean, like more or less had ports
Yeah.
of it, but they didn't have like sequels or
Yeah.
new games. Like
Right.
there is a new like Fancy Pants game, but it's pretty much just a port
Okay. Gotcha.
onto like Steam or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Another dirt bike one was Max Dirt Bike that I think I played a lot because it had my name in it.
Yeah. That's cool.
And then there was game like, it was kind of a game, but it was the Impossible Quiz
Okay.
that just had these ridiculous questions, and there's really no way to know the answers besides just getting it wrong a bunch of times.
Right.
But there was some cool things, like you'd have to put your mouse on one side and then it would like block out the screen and be like, you have to get your mouse to the other side. So you had to leave the game window and drag your mouse around the other side and then go back into
Oh,
the
wow.
game.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Duck Life was another great one where you raised a duck. You taught him how to run fast and swim good. This one I kind of remember maybe playing with you, but I maybe it just seems like something you would play, but it was was Interactive Buddy.
Okay.
It was like this little big ball, couple of little arms and feet and head.
Yeah.
But you would just like you could be nice to it, but mostly you would just like blow it up, and like the more you would abuse the little figure, the more money you'd get for more powers. And
Oh, man.
it was also pretty it's pretty funny now because you could get skins of like George Bush and Buddy the Elf
Oh, wow.
on it too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Some of the, as you're going through these, they kind of remind me, and this predates a little bit, but nah. Anyway, Windows, when it came out, they would have all these screensavers
Oh yeah.
that were kind of interactive, and man, they cracked your grandpa Ashcraft up, because there's one called Bad Dog, and so it would just it'd go to screensaver, and it would just look like all your icons on the desktop, but this dog would run on, and it would like move icons, and then it would like rip wires out of the, like a dig in the ground and rip wires out of your screen and pee on stuff.
Yeah.
And, you know, and so there's like about 10 of them, and but he really he's like, Bad Dog. And he's just like, gosh, you bad dog. And it was with this kind of, all of a sudden he went to West Virginia when he talked about Bad Dog.
Yeah.
And you couldn't interact with them, but it would just like, you could tell it to go to screensaver just to watch it. And there's one that was the Wagner opera.
Okay.
With the da 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 da, but it was flying toasters. So it was Ride of the Flying Toasters, like it was that Ride of the Valkyrie. Yeah, so something like that. And there's these toasters on Valkyrie wings going across, and there's a duck shooting one or something. Anyway, it was always funny because he laughed so much about that. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a crazy thing that like just don't have screensavers. It's just not a thing people really think about anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, because, well, better technology.
You don't have to save the screen.
Well, if you've ever seen old computer screens that you probably haven't faced it as much, but like in the, let's say in the school library, you'd have
Hmm.
the search computers that never turned off, and
Oh yeah,
the first screen image was burned into the screen. So
yeah.
it's the CRT when you had the
Mm,
monitors, the old two, it would burn in, and now with the LED, it doesn't burn in.
yeah,
So
yeah. So just got a couple more.
okay,
Um, this one I kind of considered doing this just about these games, but it just wasn't that much to talk about. But it was the grow games. I don't know if you've ever seen any of those. So it's like the ones I played the most was Grow Cube, Grow Island, and Grow Valley.
I think I remember those a little bit. What were they
Yeah.
like?
So they're kind of just it just kind of sets the scene. So like with the Grow Island, there's just an island there, and it has either on the bottom or on the sides has your like resources, and so you'd
Okay.
have to click them in the right order for each resource to interact with each other to like build up civilization
Yeah.
on the island. And well, when I was reading about this, because of how math works, if you have like 5 options, you have 120 different combinations of
Oh,
those
okay.
because it's 5
Yeah.
factorial.
Right.
But there's ones where they had like 10 to 12,
Ooh.
and so they have like millions
Yeah.
of possible combinations, and there's only one correct one and maybe a special Easter egg one.
Yeah. That's how. They have the Burger King commercial for the Whopper,
Yeah,
and it says like 15,000 different combinations
yeah,
because of the number of ingredients on it. It just automatically is 15,000.
yeah.
You're like, yeah, but one of those is just the bun, and one of them is just the bun with cheese. You're like, yes,
Mhm.
not all of them are worth eating, though.
Yeah. Probably 10,000 of them are inedible.
Just like this is the air between the molecules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like if you do like 52 factorial, like the
Mhm.
shuffling a playing card, such a big number that like theoretically every time you shuffle a deck of cards, it's a brand new order
Right.
that's never been in history and never will be again.
Wow, that's really odd.
Yeah.
Yeah, the factorials are just odd. So,
Yeah. There's one I kind of remember playing, but it wasn't maybe my favorite one, but I think it's kind of interesting. It was Fire Boy and Water Girl,
oh,
where you're just
okay.
kind of these two characters you're running around. But there's been kind of a lot of recent remembrance of this game
Yeah.
because the character models of it look almost exactly the same as the elementals in
Okay.
that Pixar movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
They look almost like very similar.
Oh.
Even though I think in Elementars it's a fire girl and water boy, but
Yeah.
pretty close.
Oh wow, that's funny. So
Yeah.
probably they were a little bit influenced by the early stuff, the
Yeah,
Flash game. Yeah.
possibly. This is a big one. But it's Happy Wheels.
Okay.
Happy Wheels is it's a course game where you have like different characters and you just kind of have to get through a level. The main one is like a guy on a bike with his son, or somebody in like a rocket wheelchair, or like on a pogo stick. But you have all these like maybe fan made, but community made levels
Yeah.
where you just kind of, but it has really weird physics and also has like giblet physics where you're like, if you crash too hard into something, you kind of just like explode into meat.
Oh. Oh, that's fun.
But this game is, I think, single-handedly responsible for the entire YouTube Let's Play environment.
Oh, okay.
Like pretty much everybody who started as a big Let's Play YouTuber
Yeah.
was playing Happy Wheels.
Oh. So it's very popular.
Very popular, yeah.
Yeah. Oh wow.
I mean,
Did you play? So you played that?
I played that, yeah,
I
and
want-
it is fun.
Yeah.
But it's also funny like to go on it now and see like the top rated levels because it came out in 2010. It was a little bit of a later addition
Okay.
to the Flash games, but a lot of levels will have like references to Chuck Norris and hating on Justin Bieber because that's what was funny at the time.
Oh man.
But it was a really great game, and that one even is one of the ones that has like continued onto like consoles and has spawned like parodies of it, or like
Okay.
similar games where it's like Happy Wheels but it's in the 3D environment.
Right.
It was really good. It's still kind of a fun game.
Oh, cool.
One that I played a lot of was Enty's Street Sesh.
Okay.
So Enty's is like the skate shoe brand.
Oh yeah, okay.
But it was just this one course where you start at like a Capitol Hill area and just kind of skateboard downtown. You'd end up going underneath the like subway area and just trying to do tricks all the way down. And for some reason, it was really difficult to get started moving.
Oh,
but then you could also it had a very it was kind of difficult to play.
Yeah.
But I spent a lot of time at it. I think just because I like Tony Hawk games.
Yeah. That's funny.
But it got pretty good.
That's like the famous game that was incredibly, like, it was the leap forward that failed, but led to everything that we do today. But it was Dragon's Lair.
Oh yeah.
So I've played it. Like I played it when it came out in the impossible. Because the thing about it was animated.
Right.
But it's Don Bluth who animated for Disney.
Mm-hmm.
And so it had this weird computer game animation interaction that is exactly what everything is today.
Mm-hmm.
But the technology wasn't there to make it functional. And I died. There's no soft start to it. It was you start, you're fighting something, you die. And it's like, and there's no explanation. There's no, because it's a put the quarter in, play it type of thing. You're supposed to just know how to play it. And there's no internet, no instruction, no anything. Can't pause it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think that is what's responsible for video games becoming what they became, even though it was a huge failure. So
I think that was something that was maybe kind of alluring about a lot of Flash games,
right?
Is they were like that, where it's just like you open it and you go and you start playing. Yeah. And I'm sure they had instructions somewhere on how to play it, but no one was going to look at them.
Yeah.
And so the whole figuring out how it works and how to get good at it is almost as enjoyable as the actual game.
Yeah, for sure.
Chloe and I watched one. It was they were clicking through Barbie.com.
Oh wow.
And they would just like click to a new room and Barbie would say something, and every time Chloe would be like, "Oh my gosh." Like the sounds are just like, embedded in your brain forever.
Oh, she was going back.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
that reminded me of something, because where you said better than they should have been. When I was a kid, we had these toys called Pound Puppies in the 80s, and it was just a stuffed animal, but it was that thing where you would have an adoption certificate with it, and they were hugely popular, and it was just a dumb stuffed animal. But then they came out with the Pound Puppies cartoon. Oh. It was incredibly entertaining and had no right to be. Like, I loved it, and I was already a teenager when it came out. Yeah. And I was like, how is this entertaining? Because those are stupid toys that are annoying commercials. And this animated series based on obviously trying to sell these is fantastic. Why? Why is this good?
Yeah.
So
that's funny. There's kind of like the opposite with like Webkins.
Yeah.
where it was a website, but you had to buy the physical toy to play
Yeah.
on the website.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool.
Another one that Vern and Josie and Claire all played a ton was the girlsgogames.com.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That one's weird to look back at now. I mean, because it is a lot of dress up games, and
Yeah.
that's fine. But I saw one that was like a screen cap of just the website, and one of the games was a Brad Pitt makeup game.
Oh. Oh, that's great.
That's great. Yeah. So the last one I want to talk about is I told you about this, but the journey to find this game spanned about a decade.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was a game that I played a lot of, and I don't remember which site it was on. It wasn't on any of the popular ones that I'd been to. I think the developer who made this game had made a game that was on Nickelodeon.com or on Lego.com.
Oh, okay.
That I'd played a lot of. And so I was like, they had an advertisement for like another game that had just came out. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go play this. And it was incredible. And I played it a ton. But then when we stopped kind of having a like central PC in the house,
yeah,
and I moved on to other things, just kind of got forgotten about until randomly I remembered it, and seriously probably spent about a decade trying to remember it and find out who made it, what the name was. The only thing that I knew is that you piloted this ship that was in a Jimmy Neutron episode that was only in a few episodes. It was not a very popular ship.
Yeah.
But you piloted that ship as Jimmy Neutron in a house.
Okay.
And like it was very little, and I just could not find it until a couple months ago. I was talking to Vern and trying to get some guidance on where to go.
Right.
And I finally was able to stumble across the developer and a list of the games they had made, and I had found it was Radio Shack RC Stunt Machines Showdown.
Oh,
cool. Is
cool.
the name of the game. Would have never gotten anywhere close to that.
No. Why would you, right?
Yeah. Well, it was crazy too. Like, so what happened is I had found the Jimmy Neutron thing was a real RC that Radio Shack sold.
Okay.
And there was a commercial that I saw that was like, play it in this online computer game, but it didn't say the name of the game.
Yeah.
It just said you could also play with it online. And so I was like, this does exist. I'm not crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. That's funny.
But the video, I found a video on YouTube that has like 200 views of someone playing through it. So you bring up an interesting thing that kind of sparked, what all this means type of thing. Yeah.
Because you talk about forgotten media and forgotten things. And I've had a few moments where I've remembered something, some game, movie, whatever, and then thought, I think I need to remember what this is. And then you'll spend a lot of time trying to figure it out. Kind of like that toy I found. I had to figure out what it was called. I played with it tons, but I didn't know what it was called. Yeah. And then trying to figure out and describe it and see if anybody else has described it. But it's like the most vivid version of this is that I remember going to a museum when we drove, when I was 5 years old. We drove we were living in Oregon. We went from Oregon to St. George, met up everybody on my mom's side of the family, and drove to New York.
Oh.
To Palmyra. But we stopped in a museum. We stopped at a couple of places and weird stuff. It was just a wild trip but we stopped at a museum that I swore was the Smithsonian because it was huge. Yeah. It was absolutely massive. But I had a vivid single picture in my head of what it was. And there's just tons of vehicles tons and tons of vehicles.
Yeah.
Fast forward to 2010. So that's so 70 to 40 years later,
Right.
when we got transferred to South Carolina.
Right.
Also, what got transferred to South Carolina was a bunch of people from Detroit area.
Oh.
Went to a new boss. She started talking to me about this place they like to go to, which was the Henry Ford Museum or Ford Museum. I think it's just called Ford Museum.
Mm-hmm.
It's in Detroit, which
Yeah.
makes sense because we went to Niagara Falls. So we kind of would be going up that kind of way.
Yeah.
But that was it. Because the Ford Museum is building after building after building, and one of every vehicle ever made type of thing.
Wow.
Almost, it seemed like.
Yeah.
And it's just, and there was a whole building of airplanes that I remember and stuff. And I just had this very vivid memory of it. And when we went to the Smithsonian, that was not it.
Yeah.
But
Right.
this was it. This was it. It's 100% what it was. But
Wow.
we went there when I was 5, and
Yeah.
nobody told me the name of it. Nothing. We never got. My parents went to DC on that
Mhm.
trip, but we didn't. we were sitting in Rochester or something, but they went to DC on a
Yeah.
side mission. I don't know, but
Right.
so I think that's kind of what you're going through, and it's an interesting. I wonder if everybody does that, or if there's only, I think a lot of people let the past go away,
Yeah.
but there's enough people that want to remember stuff and want to not let it just go, or just or or obsessive enough.
Yeah. I think that's probably a lot of it is
Yeah.
I don't think anyone is like wanting to forget, but maybe they just don't feel that it matters enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
And largely it doesn't matter that
No.
if I forgot this one game.
But
But
it was also a happy memory.
yeah.
So there is a reason to want to seek it out and want to,
Mhm.
that's where, that's where eBay comes in,
Yeah.
people getting stuff that is really garbage from their youth that
Yeah.
everybody else thinks is garbage, but means something particularly to them.
Yeah.
And like, one of the things I wish I had still is there was a toy, which doesn't happen a lot, but Taco Bell had toys with their at times,
Yeah.
and it was for the cartoon The Tick.
Oh,
But
right.
it was a little balancing tick character. It balanced on his chin on this little thing, but he had
Oh,
two pieces of the brick wall in his hands that were the
yeah.
balances.
I think
And
I remember that.
yeah, but what was funny, because there's another version that came later where he
Uh-huh.
balanced, but in the first one there was a wall piece that he balanced on, and the bricks that were in his hand fit in where they broke out of the wall. So
Oh,
you could put his hand in there with the brick, and it would sit in that brick wall, and it
yeah.
fit perfectly. So it was like just a little bit extra better.
Right.
And it just cracks me up. And like, that's something, if I was really serious, I would be scouring eBay just to, I'm sure it
Yeah.
exists to
Right.
get, but
Yeah. It reminds me of one time I think we were at ASU and Vern had like a party there
Yeah.
that she was going to. And so we decided just to hang out until she was done, and we went to the food court there, and they had a Burger King in the bottom
Yeah.
there. And the month before they had Avatar toys.
Okay.
And I really wanted them, but we never went to Burger King that month.
Okay.
So the next month, I forget what it was, but we were there, and I was like, and for some reason you got us a meal there, and like a kid's meal,
Yeah.
but they hadn't gotten the new toys yet, so they still had the Avatar ones there. And so the one that I got was Zuko, and it was like this top that you would you load it in and drop it down, that kind of like
Yeah.
a top spinner. but you could also press it down and there'd be a little magnet in it, and you could put it down on the top and pick it up while it was still spinning.
Oh, cool.
So it's kind of like fire
Yeah.
bending that way.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
It was a great toy. I remember very fondly.
Well, when we were in the kids meal era, there was often when we could go in and they would have leftovers and they keep them around and you could get previous series. Like, yeah, we still have a few. And you could go and ask.
Yeah.
And
right.
that was always kind of fun. They wouldn't always pull them back quickly.
Yeah.
Or it was a franchise and they just didn't send it back, you know?
Right.
So,
yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. So anyways, I think Flash was very important, a very key thing for the internet and key thing for a lot of people who ended up developing games. And
yeah, I think it was a step forward that I understand why it went away now that you explained the drawbacks of it.
Yeah.
You know, the damage it could do, but it was important to have something that would do that, you know.
Right.
And that was what was important. So
yeah, something that could just be anything.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the cool thing. Well, very cool.
Yeah.
I was when you were talking about things that have gone away, I just remember, like, just as a side note, of functionalities that went away. And I think it was kind of there's one example of instant messaging early on, and it was called ICQ or ICQ is what.
Oh, okay.
But it's ICQ by Mirabilis. Anyway, it was an early messaging thing.
Yeah.
And I guess it just died, but that was, it was 96 to 98 was the original. 98 to 2010 was AOL. It was the platform that AOL was on. And then after 2010 till 2024, it was what the VK website, which is a Russian social media site. And that was because it was like Russians and stuff that programmed it originally. So, and that's where it got really bad. But when I was using it initially, the thing that it did, and actually the functionality went away after the first update, is when you're typing to somebody, you could see what they were typing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so you could see them typing exactly what, and so I think
but that like before they even sent it.
Yeah, you could see them. You watch them type exactly what they were typing, and you could see them erase stuff and change their mind, and yeah, and I think that went away so that a lot of people wouldn't get murdered.
Yeah.
And maybe some relationships might not get destroyed, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Because you gotta sometimes just be able to say stuff and then hit send.
Yeah.
So, and I know I'd be like, oh, this is weird. I can see you typing, and then it updated and it went away. Like, I think they just got the feedback. So, you know, things going away is kind of a funny thing. And I think that functionality went away because it could have led to a lot of problems.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just funny to think of like a whole, like it'd be, maybe it's not, but it feels like if oil painting just went away.
Yeah. Oh,
it's
yeah.
Like our art still exists, but oil painting doesn't exist. So like that's a big chunk of art that you can't do anymore.
That has happened.
Yeah.
Kodachrome went away. So there's colors on film that you can't get anymore.
Really?
Because that went away.
Wow.
Because it's some of the most vivid colors in film. And they may have overcome it by now, but that was the initial thing, is like, this is going away and we're not going to get as good of pictures on film.
Yeah.
So so it is interesting because it's technology that creates some really great stuff that just disappears.
Yeah.
And that is a fascinating thing, and you kind of like wonder why it would go away so much.
Yeah.
So oh well. And there's stuff that we've seen, I like watching on YouTube where they're like ancient technologies, where they're like 1800s kitchen gadgets. They're like, this is the best thing ever. Why did we get rid of this? And it's because we would now buy the thing that this made it easy to do.
Yeah.
But it's still amazing that it did it. And
Right.
like, oh, we don't have to rely on the corner grocery. We could have done this ourselves. And it's just anyway,
Yeah.
those kind
Anyway.
of things are fascinating. So
Yeah. Anyways, that's all I have.
well, that was fun.
Yeah.
I like those discussions because you just to think about that. I'll have to think more about stuff that's gone away that kind of wonder why. And
Yeah.
that could be an interesting discussion of why it went away. So
Yeah. And like I'm sure there's plenty of stuff that I'm sure is just like we got better technology or better ways of doing it.
Sure.
Because one thing I was looking at was like tempura paint.
Yeah.
Or it was like egg used to make paint.
Yeah.
And it's like not that eggs didn't go away or anything.
Right.
But it just had a better way of doing it. And
it wasn't so gross.
yeah.
Yeah. And there's things that you kind of wonder, is it better?
Yeah.
you know, the technology's there and it makes it better, but is it better? And it's more convenient, but maybe not necessarily better. And so, you know, that's another whole nother discussion.
Yeah. Right.
But well, good. I appreciate it. I'm glad this came up because, we kind of talked a little bit about it, but it is worth understanding what was there. So, well, good deal. So you've been listening to Like Pigs in Space, an arts and culture podcast. This has been Aaron Mason.
And I'm Max Mason.
And we really appreciate you listening and have a lovely week.
Bye.